props for the festivities that followed at the friendly confines. First, Millsy makes his major league debut. Pitcher Alec Mills striking out 8 over 5 2/3, all while recording his first hit in the process. Then Daniel Murphy. Murph launches his first homer as a Cub for a late lead. And finally, David Bodie. Boat like goat, another walk-off winner. This party just getting started on ABC 7.
Right now from ABC 7 Chicago, this is Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
Cloudy skies giving way to baseball on the north side. Fans carrying the energy of Friday's walk-off as the weekend series continues with Cincinnati. It's the Reds and the Cubs, and it's all coming up right here on ABC 7. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cubs Baseball. I am your hostess, Deon Miller. Well, what a difference a week makes. Last week, the Cubs were in the midst of a 3-game skid. Today, they have now won 3 in a row, which has been important because they aren't the only ones in the division streaking towards September. Let's take a look around the NL Central. First stop last night up I-94 in Milwaukee. Brewers hosting the Pirates, tied at 6 in Orlando Arcia. El Nino hits a walk-off single to drive in Travis Shaw for the 7-6 win, capping a 3-run rally in the bottom of the 15th. First time the Brewers have scored multiple runs to win in extras since 1992. Wow. Then out west in Colorado, Cardinals and Rockies. Tyler O'Neill, Miles Mikolas, each homering to help St. Louis jump out to a 7-run lead. And they hang on to win it 7-5, what they have come to expect of late. Cardinals remain red hot. They have won 14 of their last 16 games. That is taking care of business. Speaking of our business of baseball, brought to us by Comcast. Take a look at the numbers right here. Brewers win last night. They're 4th in the last 5 games. Cardinals, as I said, red hot, 18-4 in August. That is best in the majors. And how about this? If the season ended today, the NL Central would be the only division to have 3 teams in the playoffs. Cubs, Cardinals, Brewers. That's how close the standings are. Speaking of those, let's take a look at the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group NL Central standings. Cubs with a 3-game lead over St. Louis, 3.5 over the Brewers. It remains really tight. Should be a pressure-packed final 35 games. We bring in Len and JD from the booth. Guys, everyone in the Central feeling like they've got a little momentum now. Cubs know that's only as good as the next day's starter. Jose Quintana has been good, just could use a little run support today.
Absolutely, Deon, and we'll get right into our Goodwill pitching matchup as Quintana pitching for the Cubs today. They've been in a great stretch here as of late.
Yeah, last week plus the starters have been outstanding. Quintana very good in his start Sunday in Pittsburgh. Took a shutout into the 6th inning, ended up with a line of 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run allowed. That came after he left the ball game. Luis Castillo, don't sleep on him. Youngster with a big arm. He's been awfully good lately. 276 over his last 8 starts. You see what he did Sunday against the Giants. 6 2/3, just 1 earned run. Struck out 9, did not walk a man.
Goodwill, amazing finds only at Goodwill. And now JD's Subaru keys to the game, presented by Subaru Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Well, let's start with cool change. Castillo, he's got a big arm, but he's got a real good changeup. We'll see a lot of that from him. And Quintana is at his best when he uses his changeup a fair bit of the time. That was the case last time out. Help is on the way. The bullpen over the last 8 games with an 0.71 ERA. And should they start to tire, remember, rosters expand here on September 1st. Reminiscing Jose Quintana back on May 19th, 7 shutout innings against the Cincinnati Reds.
I feel like a lonesome loser not getting that reference.
You might.
Yes, you're a little too young to get the musical reference, Deon. You can Google it, though, as we send it back to you.
I'll take time to do that during the break, guys. Thanks so much. You know, Quintana, 3-1 in his last 4 starts against Cincinnati. Cubs are hoping that is a trend that continues. Speaking of, how about David Bodie trending in the right direction? Everybody in on the rookie after his 2nd walk-off in less than 2 weeks. We will take a closer look when we come back. Cubs coming up this afternoon. Welcome back here on ABC 7. Cole Hamels, Daniel Murphy, Alec Mills, David Bodie. Not exactly the names Cubs fans expected to be associated with a late August winning streak, but those four certainly the heroes of late. Yesterday, Murphy got his first curtain call here at Wrigley, but it was the rookie who helped the Cubs walk off winners. That brings us to our Hooters Hot Play, brought to you by your Chicagoland area Hooters. Tied at 2, bottom of the 10th. Bodie unloads to left field. The solo shot, the difference, the celebration on as the Cubs win it 3-2. Bodie making walk-off homers a bit of a habit. His 5th career homer, 5th this season. All of those home runs have either tied or given the Cubs the lead in the game. It was his 2nd walk-off in less than 2 weeks. That's certainly exciting. He's one of just 6 baseball players this season with multiple walk-off homers. That is certainly good company to be in. Cubs are glad that rosters will expand in September because they don't want him going anywhere. You shouldn't either. We are getting closer to first pitch from Jose Quintana, who's on the hill today. And when we come back, Joe Madden gives a positive update on Chris Bryant. You'll want to hear that, so stick around. We're getting closer to Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is being brought to you by Jeep. Hurry in and get a great deal at the Jeep Labor Day sales event. By U.S. Waterproofing, a better basement starts with us. By the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group, you're going to like buying a car this way. And by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com.
Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
Having a little fun out on the green as the fans get set for Reds and Cubs coming up in just a few minutes. The Cubs have maintained their first place standing despite being without Chris Bryant since July 24th. KB dealing with that left shoulder inflammation, but getting closer to return. Hit multiple home runs this morning during batting practice. Proof that the power is returning and he's feeling a whole lot better. Right, Joe?
You're right. wow, it was coming off hot. Left central, he hit a couple out to right side. Short to the ball, really nice path to the ball. I could just tell by how he's reacting, how good he does feel. It's a little bit different with the two hands, but the thing about that, we've talked to him about that. Just go play. Like if the hand comes off, it comes off. Don't intentionally try to keep two hands on the bat in the game. Practice intentionally, but then when you play, just go play. So I think you might see the hand still release in the game, and that's fine. But to practice the way he is also been very impressive. It'll be interesting. I think he looks great right now, actually. Go play, get your at-bats, and then whenever that right moment occurs, it'll occur. There's no, like, get this many at-bats. Just go and tell us how you feel. My bigger concern is soreness. Legs, arm, those kind of things are the bigger concern.
KB is set to make a rehab start on Monday. Could be back in the Cubs lineup late next week, but today is about the Cubs that are healthy and ready to roll against the Reds. We know Len and JD are ready. They will take it from here. Enjoy the game, everybody.
By Insure on the Spot. For quality insurance you can afford, head to insureonthespot.com. By Lakeside Bank, personal customized banking. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. And by Auto Barn Alfa Romeo in Evanston. For the largest selection on new Alfa Romeos, shop the Auto Barn Alfa Romeo in Evanston. Welcome back to the ballpark, and today's HD broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Cubs winning the first two to start this 4-game series and 7-game homestand. Good thing they did pull out that 10-inning win yesterday afternoon, as both the Cardinals and the Brewers won their games last night. Cardinals got off to a big lead and then held off the Rockies. Brewers had a wild late night winning in 15 against the Pirates.
The Cardinals just refuse to lose. Just got done sweeping the Dodgers. Now they go into Colorado playing a very hot Rocky team, knock them off. Brewers have been interesting to watch lately. They've had a number of games like last night where they had a big lead early and watched it slip away. Last night they were able to come back and win, and I believe that's the first time all year a team has overcome a multi-run deficit in extra innings to win.
Well, we have a moment. Let's check out the perfect pitch, brought to you by Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, as we look at what Alec Mills did yesterday in a very solid start.
Yeah, it was most impressive first major league start for Mills. He had a one relief appearance with the Cubs earlier this year and 2 or 3 with the Royals a couple of years back, but he was really good. Good life on the heater, good changeup. Had a couple mistakes with his breaking ball, but beyond that, not much. He retired 14 in a row at one point.
Traditional German Weiss beer with natural lemonade flavor. For a taste that's perfect lakeside, dockside, or just plain outside, Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. Welcome to the Liney side. Very bright sky. There's cloud cover, but it would probably be a good idea to have your sunglasses or eye black or a combination of both if you're playing defense this afternoon. There's Jose Quintana. He'll take his warm-up tosses. And he will face the following Reds lineup. It is brought to you by Fix Auto. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX for the nearest location. Fix Auto, the first words that should come to mind after an accident. Scott Schebler just back from the disabled list, and he's been better against lefties than righties this year. Peraza, Jeanette, and Suarez 2-3-4. Philip Irvin has done a really nice job for them. He's in center today for Billy Hamilton. Barnhart, the catcher, will hit 6th. Casali, a catcher, will play first with Joey Votto on the DL. He's 7th. Dilson Herrera in left, batting 8th. And Luis Castillo, the pitcher, will bat 9th.
Cubs defensively, they are deployed thusly. Jason Hayward, back from a little bit of an ankle issue, gets a start in center field. Schwarber left. Zobrist plays right. Infield of Happ and Baez on the left side. Murphy and Rizzo on the right side. Wilson Contreras back behind the plate, and Jose Quintana out there on the mound for the 25th time. 10 wins, 9 losses, a 4.36 earned run average for Q. The big bat's 246 against him. He's 2-1 lifetime against Cincinnati with a 374. 3-pitch mix, fastball, curveball, changeup. Relied a little more heavily on that changeup last time out, and it proved to be beneficial.
We'll set the umpiring crew. That is Ben May behind the plate, David Rackley at first, Chris Guccione at second, and the crew chief Larry Vanover is over at third. It is Sun Safety Day here at Wrigley Field. The first 5,000 kids receiving free sun protection shirts and Sun Hero stickers to promote sun safety. It is courtesy of Advocate Children's Hospital, Mott 50, and Sun Hero. Great to see Connor Dwyer, 3-time Olympic medal swimmer, and his mom Jean, who is a 2-time melanoma survivor, throwing out today's first pitch. So it's Schebler to lead it off. The Reds were hopeful they would get 2 of their key position players back this weekend. Joey Votto is eligible to come back tomorrow. We're just not sure that's going to happen. And we'll find out tomorrow. Quintana to Schebler, first pitch swinging, and a ground ball into center for a base hit. So Schebler, that's his first at bat of the second half, and he's 1 for 1.
Yeah, hurt his shoulder running into a wall. He had not played since July 14th. Spent 2 stints on the DL this year for Schebler, and as you mentioned, really good against lefties, batting .351 against them. And you can say that for just about everybody in this lineup. This is a real challenge for a southpaw. The Reds as a team batting .271. Only the Rockies, 271 against lefties, only the Rockies in the National League better than that.
Here's Peraza, the shortstop, and takes a strike. Fastball at 89 for Quintana. Typically in the low 90s with that heater. Double play depth in the middle. Popped foul. And it will be back out of play.
So just for grins, well, let's take a look at the weather first.
And the weather at first pitch is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing for all the right reasons. Call 866 Four Seasons. Don't necessarily need the heating today. The air conditioning would be a good idea. It should get even warmer as the afternoon moves along, and the Kansas City Royals probably should have called Four Seasons for their plumbing.
What happened?
They had some fountain issues
no.
at Kauffman Stadium.
Not a lot of things have gone well for the Royals this year. Usually you can count on the fountain.
1-2 on Peraza. And he strikes out for the 4th time in this series. A guy who very rarely does that. But the Cubs have missed his bat a few times.
And if Quintana's going to get swings and misses, normally it's going to come on the curveball. This one's well located with 2 strikes. Moving down, well down below the knees. So anyway, for grins there, I looked at the top 7 in the Reds batting order. Their averages against left-handed pitching, averaged them up 334.
One of the rare teams that does match up against this Cubs rotation as Jeanette fouls off. It is Players Weekend. So everybody, or most, uniformed personnel with a nickname on the back of the jersey. Scooter Jeanette going with DAL3. He was a big race car fan, and that's in honor of the late Dale Earnhardt. And that's also why he wears the number 3. Softly hit ground ball. Murphy will smother it and throws to Rizzo in time. Two down here in the first. Schebler now in scoring position.
Yeah. Daniel playing at double play depth, so he had a long way to go to track that one down. Unfortunately, not sharply hit, so he's able to get to it and make the play on Scooter Jeanette.
Brings up the power hitting third baseman Suarez, who hit a game tying homer off Pedro Strop in the 9th inning on Friday. Hard to believe he missed 16 games in April with a broken right thumb. That's all he missed, and he still put together this huge offensive season. 1 RBI off the NL lead. Javier Baez has 94. Sorry, El Mago has 94.
Try to first pitch curveball there. Suarez likes to jump that first pitch fastball. He's really locked in pretty much all year. He's batting .407 on left-handed fastballs. So you can try to minimize the number of those you throw in the zone. You see Joey getting a weekend off. Hopefully he extends that through tomorrow. He needs it. Plays a lot.
In the air out into center, it's Jason Hayward to make the catch. Leadoff single, but no runs for the Reds. Cubs coming up against Luis Castillo when we come back. Batting order, Southwest Airlines low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Murphy, Baez, and Rizzo, followed by Zobrist. Hayward back in there after missing 2. Contreras catching. Kyle Schwarber in left. Quintana, a couple of hits here in his last few starts. Ian Happ batting 9th as Daniel Murphy fouls. Off Luis Castillo.
25-year-old right-hander, 6'2", $190 from the Dominican Republic.
In the air to center field, and it's Phillip Ervin out there for Hamilton. Number 1.
Castillo with a losing record and a high ERA, but the work of late has been much better. Promising young right-hander with a big arm. Last 8 starts, he has a .296 earned run average. Post All-Star break, .270. Good heater that can reach 99 miles per hour. He'll sit comfortably right around 96. Swing and miss changeup, and the third pitch is a slider.
Baez heating up. Last 5 games, he's 10 for 22. 4 extra base hits and 5 knocked in.
He's been hitting the fastball the other way. He's been pulling mistake breaking balls.
Swing and a miss.
Good slider, and he pulled off it a little bit.
Right-hander on an 0-2. Fastball up and away. 99 that time. League leaders are brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Don't make a mistake on a breaking ball to Baez and Jeanette. Foul tip, strike 3.
That was the changeup, and he'll throw that changeup to right-handers a good bit of the time. A lot of guys don't like to do that, and will just show it, but he leans pretty heavily on it. You see the circle change, great hand speed. Navi out in front. I think it was a styrofoam cup floating up there.
So Rizzo, 2 outs and nobody on. This one right down the chute. That's an easy 98 from Castillo. He's been pitching better here of late. Overall of 486 on the season. And you would hope, right, for a young guy with the stuff he has, he's 25, that he would get better as the season goes along, and he has.
Yeah, it's part of the development of a young pitcher. A couple steps forward, maybe a step backwards, and just hopefully by the end of the year it looks a lot better than it did at the beginning of the year. The guy with his stuff, with that arm, sometimes they get to the big leagues, maybe sooner than they probably should, because the stuff is just so good. They haven't figured out quite yet how to use that stuff. He was pretty good for them last year. He made 15 starts. It's his first taste of the big leagues. It was actually his first taste above AA last year. He had a 3.12 ERA.
Zobrist would hit next. Rizzo reaches, and the 3-2 serve is off the corner. Ball 4.
They're certainly aware of the changeup of Castillo. Didn't bite. A bit of a teaser down and away. We saw Castillo for the first time about a year ago here, August 15th of last season. He pitched 6 innings, a 2-hit scoreless ball. It's just great preparation there. He was hunching on that changeup.
Zobrist playing right, batting .304. He's never hit 300 in a single season. And the pitch is wide.
It's going to be against Zoe. We're going to see, show me fastballs and try to get him out with the changeup.
Sally holds Rizzo at first. Low, 2-0. Cubs have a 3-game lead over St. Louis, 3.5 ahead of Milwaukee. Reds 19 out there in last. They've been very competitive after a brutal start in late March and into mid-April.
Sign of a good changeup right there. When you can throw it that high in the strike zone and get a swing and miss.
So,
yeah, I think they're a pretty good offensive club. A little bit hamstrung here this weekend without Votto. They hit for average. They take a lot of walks.
Fouled back. Players Weekend. Zobrist wore green spikes for game 1. Looks like he's got the navy blues on for game 2. We'll see what he comes up with tomorrow.
Digging those socks.
I say game 1. It's really game 2 of the series, but Players Weekend here starting yesterday. See if that gets down. Irvin coming after it, and he'll play it on a bounce. And Rizzo will end up at third. Not a knock on Irvin. Billy Hamilton probably catches that, as he plays fairly shallow and is as good as anybody in center field. But the Cubs will take it.
Combining the positioning and the speed of Hamilton, you're right, that's probably an out. With 2 outs, Rizzo has nothing to read there. He just goes, so he's able to make it all the way to third base. Out in front a little bit of that changeup, but able to serve it into shallow right center and provide an RBI opportunity here for Jason Hayward.
Left ankle has been bothering him a bit, so this is his first game of the series. Missed 2. First and third, 2 gone, opening inning. Off the inside.
Now, a lot of times guys with really good changeup will be what we call reverse split pitchers. So right-hander would be better against left-handed hitters and vice versa. That is not the case for Castillo. Lefty's hitting .299 against him.
In there that time, 1-1. Set at the belt, long pause, now a 1-1 pitch, a high fly ball to right. And Schwarber will have room in fair territory. And the Cubs strand 2. We go to the second on a nice day here at Wrigley Field. 0-0.
Everybody in. We've hit the stretch run, and the Cubs need your support as they chase another NL Central title. Tickets still available for the upcoming series with the Mets, which begins Monday night. Tickets available at Cubs.com.
Irvin leading off the Reds second. Takes a strike from Quintana.
Small sample, but Irvin so far wearing out left-handed pitching. .393 the batting average. Injuries to some outfielders have opened up the door for some playing time, and he's taken advantage.
You would think Jose would have Q on the back of his jersey, but he is going with Lalo. A fly to right. It will be caught by James Zobrist. And instead, Jose dedicating this weekend to his younger brother, Abel. And his nickname is Lalo. You mentioned Jim Riggleman's granddaughter, Lily. That's why he has that on the back of his jersey. So, yeah, it's your call. You can do whatever you want this weekend, within reason. Barnhart takes ball one.
Takes ball one at the knees, right down the middle. And May cannot pitch a perfect game today.
0 for 7 with a walk in the first 2 games. That's the call that time.
Well, recent work at Wrigley much improved over his first 5. He had a .666. Last 5 here, .364.
Looks at strike 2. He's played some first with Votto on the DL. Today it's Casale at first with Barnhart catching.
Got through that curveball nicely. Remember a couple of starts ago here, Brian Braun got him, hit a couple of curveballs out of the ballpark. Kind of spinners that didn't really have much action. And last time against Pittsburgh, that was a lot better.
Quintana's had a strange year in that it feels like most of his starts he's had great stretches and then maybe a 2 or 3 batter sequence where it's been really bad, as opposed to just great start all the way through or horrible start all the way through. He's had kind of a roller coaster in game type season. And there's ball 4.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
odd.
Almost got away from him in his last start. Took a shot out into the 6th. He allowed just a couple of hits. He was mowing them down, and then infield hit, walk, double, I believe. They ended up leaving, I think, with the bases loaded, and it kind of came out of nowhere. And some of that was a bad luck. But the bullpen pitched effectively behind him. Cubs ultimately lost that ball game in 11 innings, 2-1 to Pittsburgh.
Floated to left. It's in for Casale. So I mentioned the Reds catching tandem both in the lineup today, and second and third for the 8-hitter Herrera. A 1-out walk followed by a bloop double.
Likes to cut that fastball in on the right-handed hitters. To that end, he was successful. He didn't square it up. Ball's up a little higher in on the hands. Probably gets a weak little pop up, but down there where he could drop the barrel of the bat, on it a little bit. Still not a bad pitch. Just good work by Casale.
Rizzo is in at first. Everybody else back. With 2 in scoring position. Herrera takes a strike.
Dilson is going with Dilly.
Blocked by Contreras.
The pitcher next. This becomes the critical at bat here. If he were to get to 2 strikes If I were Joe, I'd be tempted to pull my infield in, get in his head a little bit.
Cubs are 14-10. Quintana starts this season.
Priority here, of course, get an out, trade a run for that out. The last thing you want to do is have the lineup turn over here. Schwarber, the leadoff man, is a dangerous hitter.
Count now 1-2. Herrera searching for his first hit of the weekend. 0 for 4 plus a walk.
.184 as a big leaguer this year with a lot of strikeouts. Worth a shot either way down with a breaking pitch or way up with a heater.
Couldn't get him to go after that bounced pitch, so 2-2.
Talk about the changeup with Quintana, how he doesn't use it very often, but seems to be at his best when he does. Crunched some numbers earlier. He's had 6 starts this year where he's used his changeup at least 10% of the time. And in those ball games, he has a 109 earned run average.
I talk with Jim Hickey every day for radio. I know Joe really likes the changeup. Bounce to third. Throw to the plate by Happ. And Barnhart is out. Casale did not advance either. So 2 down with the pitcher coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if the contact play was on there or if it was just a read play for the base runner at third. And that if contact's on, then the back runner has to be going, but he may have just had a brain cramp. It's not a bad try to go with the pitcher coming up next.
Well, I agree. So first and second, fielder's choice for Herrera. And it is Castillo, and he went. Call made by David Rackley at first. 5 out of 45 on the year. And a ground ball to Happ. Tagging Casale, just fired to first. 5-3 to get Castillo, and the Reds have stranded 3 in the first 2 innings.
Michelle Brown, Tanya Babich, Roz Varon, and meteorologist Tracy Butler get you ready for the week with the latest news, weather, and traffic. I wish we had our own band up here.
We kind of do.
There's a man with his own theme music.
Well, you know who our band would be today.
Yeah, we do.
Glad to be watching our pregame coverage.
I bet you some of our astute fans know.
Contreras fouls away. There's some catching, batting sixth. Our Subaru keys, if you missed them.
A musical angle this afternoon.
Appreciating that you decided to take it easy on me. Oh, Contreras got hit.
Ouch. Well, you see the low arm angle. That's going to create movement on that two-seam fastball, and we had a lot of movement and a lot of juice on it. This is no fun at all. But Willie the Beast being Willie the Beast, it's going to be okay. He's waving off the trainer.
Johnson's
going to make an appearance anyway.
Boy, that's for Matt. It's a long way there in the dugout, and the pitch that was down on the border caught Contreras in a bad spot.
You're working it real hard now.
We too are playing to win. Just remember that.
Folks, you can now watch every remaining ABC 7 broadcast of Cubs baseball on Facebook Live, presented by BioFreeze, the official external pain reliever of the Chicago Cubs. Check out today's broadcast right now at facebook.com/Cubs. Guess you could probably use a little BioFreeze right about now.
Lead reach on the hit by pitch. Now Kyle Schwarber. Inside, ball one. Castillo is from Bonnie and the Dominican Republic, signed originally with the Giants in 2011. Dealt to Miami prior to 2015, Miami to San Diego 2016. A couple days later sent back to the Marlins due to Colin Ray's injury. He blew up that deal when Miami sent him to the Reds prior to 2017. Well, he's bounced around a little bit, but all of his big league time has come with Cincinnati, and all as a starter. 41st career assignment. 1-2 on Schwarber.
Put a little wrinkle in that, a little backdoor slider right at the bottom of the knees. And you can joke about it a lot. Schwarber seems like so many borderline calls go against him.
There it comes. Ground ball, backhanded Casale. They get one at second. Relay to first is going to be late. So the question is, and you've got a catcher playing first, should he have stepped on first and gotten Contreras in a rundown?
Yeah, and I don't know how much first base he's played in the past, so I'd imagine Jim Riggleman has told him don't try to get too fancy out there. He goes to get that ball. Once he sees Contreras stop, that was kind of the surprising part of that play. If Contreras is just heading on to second base, I'd say go ahead and throw the ball at second base, but with Wilson slamming on the brakes, I think I would have retreated to the bag. Again, a guy who doesn't have a lot of experience over there.
Basically, looking at his pro career, he hadn't played any first base. All he had done is catch in his pro career prior to this season. So. I was talking with Brian Butterfield the other day about first base and how it used to be. This is Casale's first career start at that position. Now, it used to be you can hit, but you can't play much defense. Just stick them at first. But there are a lot of really good athletic first basemen now. And the guys who aren't good really stand out.
Yeah, and they almost don't survive either. I mean, I think there was a time in the game where you could be that guy and have a long major league career. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think a lot of those guys, if they're in the National League, they end up either learning to play a little left field, becoming part-time players, or they go to the American League as a DH. The guy comes to mind is Josh Bell.
Yeah. The other thing about first base, aside from pitcher, it's the one position where I think you're better off, with all else equal, being a left-handed thrower.
Yeah.
Because the game is kind of designed for right-handed throwers, but making that throw to second, making the throw to third on a bunt is much easier for a guy like Rizzo than it is for, say, even a Paul Goldschmidt, who's really good over there, but is right-handed. Schwarber takes off, and Quintana will bounce out to Scooter Gennett. Today's hot and cold players are brought to you by Plumbers 911. Call day or night. 1-833-PLUM 911. Plumbers 911. Your plumbing connection. Turner hot, Crawford not.
Not a lot of good news coming out of the Giant world these days. Buster Posey has decided to have season-ending surgery on his hip.
Yeah, they're looking at a 6 to 8 month recovery. So where they are in the standings, you kind of had to make a decision here in terms of being ready for opening day next year. As that ball mishandled by Barnhart, Schwarber now at third. Passed ball charged to Barnhart.
Reigning Gold Glove winner at the catcher position, Tucker Barnhart. That's a rare mistake for him.
The 1-0 to Happ, swing and a miss. Good change up, bottom fell out of it.
Folks of a certain age, look out there in a red uniform and see this fastball changeup combination and think about Mario Soto. Who I believe is still a pitching coach in their system somewhere. And in his prime, he probably had the best changeup in the league.
Ground ball, and the Cubs have the lead as Schwarber will score. Ian Happ continues to beat up Reds pitching. 1-0 in the second inning. Give Quintana some credit. He was able to get Schwarber into scoring position.
Yeah, they had a little run and hit play on there. Quintana made contact. Schwarber gets the second. Happ gets a 98-mile-an-hour heater down around the knees. Solid single through the middle of the diamond. Cubs have the early lead.
Murphy with the dramatic go-ahead homer in the 8th on Friday. And a drive out center, way back there, gone! A 2-run homer. Daniel Murphy makes it 3-0.
Talk about sudden impact. My goodness, what a job he has done since putting on this Cub uniform and just surprising no one. He's an elite hitter. The big surprise, I'm going to say it every stinking day, how did the Cubs get him? How did the clubs behind them in the standings not claim this guy? What a huge mistake they made, and what an awesome pickup for the Cubs.
All this happening with 2 outs.
Think about the trade for Hamels, the acquisition of Murphy. The guys in the bullpen have done a nice job. Chavez and Kinsler and De La Rosa. Tip of the cap to the front office.
Baez bounces foul. Two to Javier Baez. 4th game for Daniel Murphy as a Cub. He's got 7 hits now. 2 have been home runs. Ground ball to short. That'll do it. Murph does it again. After half gave the Cubs the lead. Murphy adds 2. It's 3-0.
Cheryl Scott, Larry Mowry, Tracy Butler, and Phil Schwartz alert you first to changing conditions and severe weather. ABC 7 Eyewitness News, your AccuWeather station.
3-0. Quintana back to work, top of the order for Cincinnati, and a foul by Schwarber just off the DL. Singled in the first.
Following up a very nice year. He hit 30 home runs last year for Cincinnati and was down a little bit primarily because of the time on the DL this season.
1-1 on him.
Traded Adam Duvall to the Braves. Jesse Winker, another promising young player, was having an outstanding year. He was on the DL. In terms of run production going forward, I think the Reds are in pretty good shape. They've got to get their pitching sorted out. And by going forward, I mean not the rest of this year, but next year and beyond.
On the ground to Happ at third. It's Peraza.
How's your Spanish? This is good Spanish
Not good.
language lesson, all these names.
El Llanero, I believe, is how you would say Peraza's nickname.
Let's look that up. I've got on my Google machine here, I've got burrowing. Maybe like a grinder.
Struck out in the first. Diving catch, Murphy. He just robbed Peraza of a hit. 2 down.
He's so good, they might name a tavern after him somewhere around Wrigley Field. Standing O, they're up on their feet. Giving some love to the newbie. No mulligans on waiver claims. Sorry, folks.
Him up. Rizzo over near the dugout, and he's got it. Nice shutdown inning for Quintana. Cubs 3, Reds nothing in the third. First pitch 7:05. First 10,000 early arriving fans receive an El Mago t-shirt
presented by MasterCard. Tickets still available for this one. Cubs.com.
Happy birthday to our colleague Doug Glanville. Celebrating, I believe, number 48 today. 1-0 on Rizzo. Fouled out of play.
Well, Doug, if you're patient and wait a couple weeks, I will get you a nice El Mago t-shirt for your birthday.
I'll see him on Monday.
Gonna have to duck them then. I'll get my El Mago shirt.
Kevin Flagg celebrating a birthday today as well. Inside, it's 3-1. StatCast AI is powered by AWS. As the Reds shift.
Ooh. It's a bold 3-1 offering right through the heart of the strike zone, but I guess when you throw 97, you can afford to do that from time to time. It's taking a bit of a chance. Head out in front of that one, it's going to go a mile.
Down ball, Jeanette down to a knee. And get the out. Ben Zobrist.
Hot day, wind's blowing out, so we feel pretty good about this early lead, but you got to keep pumping.
Those 2-out rallies.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot this year about the Cubs and their approach, trying to hit the ball all over the field, and Joe talks a lot about moving guys and not swinging for the fences, but it sure is nice to get the ball out of the ballpark.
Laced to left, but caught by Herrera.
Last year the Cubs hit 223 home runs. They were just one off the National League lead. This year they're 9th in the league in long balls. Speaking of, Chris Bryant took BP out on the field today. Looked good. Working on that new two-handed swing.
Chops to first. Tricky little exchange there, but Reds make the play. Quick 1-2-3. The Cubs lead this game 3-0 after 3. your entertainment escape. Suarez leading off here in the Reds' fourth. Fly to center in the first. He is the only National League player to reach 29 homers, 93 RBIs, and a 294 batting average. J.D. Martinez, the only Major League player to top him in all three categories. 1-1.
A little soft away. Now they're going to go hard in. Look at our Xfinity strike zone. You can see the way they're working Suarez. I mentioned first go around, he's a good first pitch fastball hitter, so they went soft, and then heater in.
Two from Quintana. Was fouled out of play. Big crowd today once again. Cubs have been great at home. 40-23. That's the fourth best home mark in baseball. Looking for their fourth consecutive win. Not hit hard, but in the right spot, in the right field. The third red hit.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Yeah, you like to bank as many wins as possible in your home ballpark. Cubs got an arduous road trip coming up when they leave town here on Wednesday after their series with the Mets. Makeup game in Atlanta on Thursday, and then Philly, Milwaukee, Washington. My guess is if they can manage to play .500 ball in that trip, they'll be in very good shape. Final 3 weeks of the season. Assuming the Cardinals don't continue to win at the pace they're winning at right now, which is pretty much every day.
Good pass at it by Irvin on that pitch. Well, the cycles of baseball would say they're due at some point for a slower stretch, but you never know.
Yeah,
you just don't know.
Maybe that slow stretch won't come until next April.
First 9 games of the season series were in Cincinnati. Final 10 here at Wrigley Field. Very strange to see that. Typically it's home and home, back and forth throughout a season. Cubs 4-1 here, 3-6 at Great American Ballpark, 7-7 overall. Some trouble here in the fourth. The first 2 have reached on a single and a walk.
The Cubs have one more series with the Reds here, middle of September. They're very heavy within the division the final month of the season. Two series with the Brewers in September, and they'll finish the season with St. Louis here. I'm not even going to beg for triple play. I'm going reverse karma. Barnhart's a switch hitter. This has been his better side. 289 as a right-handed batter this year. Curveball can be a good ground ball pitch for Quintana. I think he's forcing it a little bit right now. Here comes Jim Hickey.
A whistle to get the attention of the plate umpire Ben May. We have a moment. Vicky Sano is here this weekend. Rudy Jenkins, Andre Dawson among the former Cubs. Make sure you stop by. Those proceeds will benefit the Ron Santo Foundation.com. They're educating people about the availability and efficacy of diabetic alert dogs. His grandson Spencer threw out a first pitch today. Just inside the Gallagher gate this weekend. So get an autograph and contribute to a great cause. One base hit. Runners will advance one. They had to freeze on a liner. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. A 3-0 game.
Yeah, at the mercy of the count there, Quintana had to challenge. Barnhart did a nice job just staying on that pitch. A lot of times 3-1, you're going to take a big rip and maybe you pull off and hit a ground ball, but he's more than willing to shoot this ball the other way. That's a good looking swing for Tucker Barnhart. And pretty good predicament here for Quintana.
Trying to get back in the game here. 1-0 on Casale.
A little soft double to left first time up. Limited time, but posting good numbers.
Catcher's range there by Contreras. This is where that inning management thing comes in. It's kind of a nebulous, hard to put your arms around thing for a pitcher, but really trying to limit the damage and stop a big inning.
Yeah, and I think what happens is when you get base runners on, sometimes you start to pitch away from contact, fearful that something bad's going to happen, and you end up either walking people or putting guys into hitters count, and ultimately something bad does happen. So if you can find a way to stay aggressive even after a couple of bad events out there.
3-1. Long pause at the belt as he gets the sign. A fly, shallow right. Now Zobrist getting behind the ball. Here comes the throw toward the plate. Safe. Suarez scores. Sac fly Casale. 3-1.
Well, this is kind of a happy pitch here. Casale gets an RBI. The Reds get on the board. Quintana gets a big out despite throwing that 3-1 fastball right over the heart of the plate. Casale goes back and looks at the video on this one. He'll feel like he should have done a little more with that pitch.
Also on the play, Irvin advancing to third, so a 2-for-1 for Casale.
A little bit late there in that 3-1 heater.
Jorge De La Rosa is getting loose. Swing and a miss by Herrera. Cubs got a complete game from Cole Hamels in the series opener Thursday. Alec Mills went deeper than I think the Cubs had anticipated yesterday, 5 2/3. So even though it was a 10-inning game, the bullpen wasn't overworked. A lot of guys got into that game. There's the veteran southpaw De La Rosa. The pitcher is on deck. It's 0-2 and now 1-2 on Herrera.
Good try. Yeah, Rosario a third of an inning yesterday. Edwards 2/3, Wilson a third, Strop an inning. So, you know, most of those guys did not throw too many pitches. So bullpen should be in good shape.
Single walk, single sac fly to start this 4th inning.
The closer you get to the postseason, the more you manage like it is the postseason, especially when you're in a dogfight like the Cubs are in.
Foul tip, strike 3. That's a big one. So far, after loading the bases and going 3-0 on Casale, Quintana has managed this inning well. And it's not over yet. Unless you think this is just a gimme, a 3-inch putt. Relief pitcher Jordan Lyles was walked in the 15th inning last night as part of the Brewers' big 3-run comeback to beat the Pirates.
Yeah, with 2 outs. You get Lyles, game over.
I believe Craig Counsell told Lyles not to swing well, those at bats, just be a statue. And it worked.
That's a little surprising because Lyles is a pretty good hitter. He's a good athlete. But maybe he saw something in the opposing pitcher out there. Counsell thought that was a prudent strategy.
I just read the quote. It also may have been after he got into a 3-0 or 3-1. Maybe he told him to take.
Kind of like the little league mom that doesn't want her kid to strike out. Look him over. Look him over.
1-2. Couldn't get him to go after a curve.
Yeah, well, here's where you want to be aggressive because it does. If you go to 3-2, then it gets into your head a little bit. Already in there.
3-2.
To me, like Hugh may be having a hard time keeping his hand dry today, wiping it on his pants a lot. Very, very muggy afternoon.
Steele hangs in. First and third, a run in, 2 outs. The pitch. Base hit. There you go. And then with a bat in his hands is dangerous. And Luis Castillo makes it 3-2. That's his second RBI of the year, third of his career. That was a pretty good at bat.
Yeah, and Hughes is having a hard time getting the ball down. Everything in that sequence up. And up above the belt where Castillo just had to lay the head on it.
That one hurts.
Yeah, now you got the dangerous Schwarber up there.
A one-run ball game. Foul to the top of the screen behind home plate. Fourth for Quintana. This next pitch will be number 70 in the ball game.
Yeah, he needs to, like a boxer, he needs to get to his corner and regroup.
Basically half the pitches he has thrown in this game have been in this inning. This will be number 35. 1-1. But again, it fits the theme of his season. The good and bad stretches haven't necessarily been game to game or week to week. They've been inning to inning. At least it seemed that way. A bouncer to Murphy. He'll flip. Baez at second. And the Reds get a couple. Cubs maintain the lead, but it's now only a one-run lead.
On Wednesday, September 12th, Cubs Brewers, first pitch 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans. Take home a Cubs digital alarm clock. Presented by NG. Tickets still available at Cubs.com.
Nice work, JD.
Thank you.
Solid. Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is brought to you by MullerHonda.com. Right now at MullerHonda.com, you can shop for over 750 cars with 2 great locations to choose from. MullerHonda.com.
Muller. Anyone?
Beautiful Saturday here at the ballpark. Finish up the series tomorrow, and then the New York Mets come to town Monday night.
See all these families out at the ballpark. It's a fun weekend with the nicknames and the different uniforms, the flashy shoes, the bats. Love some of the bats.
Well, Contreras started the 3-run second, being hit by a pitch. Castillo's 1-0 offering, swing and a miss on a slider.
Yeah, the righties will see that slider a little bit more frequently than the lefties. That's a nasty one there.
I've seen that slider at 86, 83, last one at 84. Deep center, and it's going to get over the head of Irving. Contreras, a good 2-strike hitter, and he doubles to start the 4th.
Yeah, went back with that breaking ball, a little lower arm angle, stayed on the plate. Contreras has not done a whole lot of slugging lately. Pretty good charge in this one. So he's really underneath that ball, so it's not really doing a whole lot. It wasn't in a bad spot, but there wasn't that late breaking action on it. Out on the front foot, but the hands stay back and through the middle of the diamond. Real good work there by Wilson. That part of the bat on the back side of the baseball. Pay it off now. Lead off double. Pay it off.
Inside to Schwarber. Chris Bryant took some on-field BP this morning. He hit one off the video board and left. And I guess there was a Wrigley Field tour group here giving a standing ovation.
Yeah, right over here to our left there was a tour group. They were applauding with regularity every time he put a charge in one. They're having some fun watching the show.
So he might be a couple of days away from a minor league rehab assignment, assuming things continue to go well here over the next 24 hours. Andy Haynes and Joe Madden watching as Juan Cabreja pitches to Chris. He's tweaked his swing a little bit, keeping both hands on the bat. He feels like the ball is traveling farther. That's a scary thought in a good way. I guess he likened it to a golf swing.
Yeah, and I think, because he had that tendency for the top hand to come off the bat, and then the high finish with that left arm, and that shoulder is the one that's bothering him. So by keeping the two hands on, he's not as reliant on the bottom hand through the swing.
3-0 on Schwarber. Here it comes. He aired it out, missed it. That's okay. Another swing and miss, then popped to short.
Yeah, he threw him a 3-0 changeup there. The challenge for Chris will be once he gets in a game situation, real speed, will he be able to keep two hands on the bat, or will he go back to his the swing that he's had for so many years?
High drive to right, way back there, gone. 2-run homer, Schwarber. They get the 2 runs right back. 5-2.
That old line, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Out in front of the 3-0 changeup, but all over the 3-1 change of pace. Same pitch. This time he stays on it and gives it a merry ride.
Toyota home run replay.
Number 23 for Kyle.
They've all been against righties. And the man at the plate benefits. After he gave up a pair in the top of this fourth, Schwarber 2 batters into the bottom half. So the 3-run advantage once again.
Good whack at it right there from Q. Mentioned earlier how Castillo has such a good changeup that he can get away with it up in the strike zone from time to time, but consistently you probably can't.
Called strike 3. Let's hear from Joe Madden on Chris Bryant.
You're right. Wow, it was coming off hot. Left central. He hit a couple out to right side. Short to the ball. Really nice path to the ball. I could just tell by how he's reacting, how good he does feel. It's a little bit different with the 2 hands, but the thing about that, we've talked to him about that. Just go play. Like if the hand comes off, it comes off. Don't intentionally try to keep 2 hands on the bat in the game. Practice intentionally, but then when you play, just go play. So I think you might see the hand still release in the game, and that's fine. But to practice the way he is also been very impressive.
That'll be it for Castillo. And this call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank. It's about time. Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Lakeside Bank. Personal customized banking. Lakeside Bank. It's about time. By Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. And by Mattress Firm. Go to mattressfirm.com to see how far your budget can stretch. Here's Amir Garrett, left-hander. After Castillo only went 3 1/3 today.
Kind of a Roldis Chapman light. Lefty with the big heater, but not quite with the Chapman features. But he'll go mid-90s. hard slider, changeup that he doesn't use very much now that he's in the pen.
Batting right-handed. By the way, Twitter telling us the nickname for Jose Peraza, it's Plainsman or Cowboy.
Oh. Huh. I like it.
El Llanero. Big swing by Ian.
This is Garrett's first full year in the big leagues. He made 14 starts for the Reds last year and a couple relief appearances. Posted a 7.39 ERA. All out of the pen this year. Good strikeout numbers. He's a former college basketball player, and when he comes out of the bullpen, he pauses on the warning track and takes a jump shot. It's kind of his signature move.
Back of the infield, it is Jeanette. Let's take a look at our home run cam brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, that looks familiar, doesn't it? Danny Murphy whacking one into the bleachers in right field here.
The reaction.
It's a tough lefty. He'll probably be thinking the other way. Maybe a little quieter with the lower body, sacrifice some power to make solid contact, shoot a line drive to left. Or to get into a favorable count, then he might change his approach.
Ball and 2 strikes to Murphy. One more hit today, and it would be 4 consecutive 2-hit games to start his Cubs career. And he swings and misses this time. Schwarber with a 2-run homer, second homer of the day for the Cubs. They've now hit at least 1 in 10 consecutive ball games. That's the season best. And it's 5-2 after 4. Now a look at the upcoming Cubs schedule, brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. One more in this series, and then Mets and Cubs, 3-gamer starting on Monday night. Jay Bruce off the DL. Getting a long look at first base, I guess, down the stretch.
Mets have playing pretty well here, scoring
They are.
plenty of runs here in the second half, and I think we're going to see Syndergaard and DeGrom. First couple of games of that series.
Floated for a hit. Peraza. So if you're Quintana, you'd like to get these 3 outs here and qualify for your 11th win. But you probably know that Joe had action in the 4th, and Jesse Chavez up here in the 5th.
Yeah, so sand starting to trickle through the hourglass on Jose here. I think Schwarber's home run bought him a little time. But if Jeanette reaches, I would think with Suarez coming up, he would go to the right-hander.
This is a real tough part of this order, even without Joey Votto.
Scooter's really good middle in and up.
Jeanette, a fairly quiet series to this point, 2 for 9 with a walk, but always a threat. Mentioned earlier, he changed his number to 3 in honor of Dale Earnhardt this season. At one point he wore 4, and I guess Brandon Phillips didn't love that because that's the number Phillips wore, but they kind of ended up joking about it. Did you know, you probably do, so you're a big leaguer for 12 years, the CBA says you cannot change your uniform number during the season without changing teams unless that player buys back all the licensed stuff.
I did not know that.
So if a guy really was hell-bent on changing his number in the middle of his season, he could do it, but he'd have to go buy all of the jerseys with his number on it.
And if you're a big name, that would be an awful lot of merchandise.
So my question is, and I don't know the answer, has it happened, and what is the most money a major league player has spent? We'll probably never get the answer to that question. Jeanette bunts foul and angrily waves his bat after trying it. So he's either mad he didn't get it down or upset that he did it in the first place.
I'm surprised every time. What? Popcorn again? That's awesome.
Eating some Garretts with Amir Garrett currently pitching for the Reds.
I have to assume Amir has taken a selfie of himself in front of the Garrett popcorn sign downtown.
Yeah.
Like Lenny's sub shop.
Oh yeah, I've done that. One day I'll try it. Peraza can run. He's got 20 steals on the year, 1 earlier in this series.
Donna's got a real good pickoff move. He's pretty quick to the plate.
Tough take for Jeanette. It's 2-2. That's a kind of pitch as a hitter you don't know. It's an educated guess. You can see how he took it. It's like, I think that's going to end up outside, and I'm praying that it is. And he was right. The other half of that is a pitch that you might not feel you can do much damage on anyway, even if it is a called third. But you don't have a lot of time to make that decision.
No, and some guys are, that's the key to being a really successful hitter at the big league level. Some guys track pitches better than others, make decisions more quickly than others, have the ability to check their swing and lay off those borderline pitches.
Jam shot roller. They get one. They're going to get both as Quintana covered. 3 to 6 to 1. That's not an easy way to do it. And a huge double play.
Yeah, Q fights, lives to fight another day with that double play. Madden will stay right there in the dugout with Suarez coming up. Had Jeanette reached, probably not. But not only does he get Jeanette, he gets two for the price of one. Now he faces the dangerous Suarez with nobody on base. You go over there with a sense of urgency. He knows how big this out is.
Got off the mound as quickly as you can. Suarez, 2 outs, nobody on. Takes way high. Well, you've heard about the Cubs and other organizations when they scout players, the video games and things with quick reflexes. You hear about the tennis ball machines trying to identify numbers and colors on the ball.
Yeah, there's a lot of neuroscience going on now with the pitch tracking and how the brain responds and how quickly guys are able to identify ball strike in these simulators.
That stung. Suarez is shaking his left hand. The Bees invaded the bat on that swing. All right, a Red and a Cub leading the NL in RBIs. Bench Williams 72 the last time it happened. Hayward battling the sun, makes the catch. Baez, Rizzo, Zobrist due in the bottom of the 5th, 5-2. Javier Baez, as Baez took him deep. Grand slam last year. And then Garrett this year striking out Baez. A little stare down. And the bench is cleared. And pushing and shoving and restraining and the like.
Pushing, shoving, and restraining. Kind of a boys will be boys moment there. Anticipate any further shenanigans here.
Cubs and Reds have a few dust-ups over the years. Rizzo, Chapman, face-off, Farnsworth and Paul Wilson, I believe.
Didn't that involve a tackle and a body slam?
Yes. Don't want to mess with Kyle Farnsworth. Deep to right. It'll go. Javi Baez, number 28, 6-2. '75 career homers for Baez.
Third home run on the day for the Cubs. Baez joins Murphy and Schwarber with long balls. Belly button high fastball. He just rides it on out of here to the opposite field. So Toyota home run replay.
Happy customer with a souvenir. 4-run lead, 6-2 here in the fifth.
So 1-2 in RBIs, Reds, Cubs. Last time it happened in '72, Johnny Bench and Billy Williams. So, traffic full of Hall of Famers there.
Out of play, yeah.
I was watching Garrett after the home run, and I watched Javi run around the bases as if he said, well, okay, you took me deep, but don't show me up. You can beat me, just don't disrespect me.
And one to Rizzo. Well, I admit that it's easy for us, for me, as Rizzo blisters one. Irvin will track it down. They don't have the adrenaline flowing like they do on the field. So it's easy to say, don't get offended, don't get upset, don't get excited, all of that stuff. But when you're competing hard, those things happen. It's not in a vacuum.
Yeah, and when you're in those situations, at times logic and rational thought disappears a little bit. Most guys who get caught up in some of these on-field skirmishes after the fact regret it. Sometimes it'll even lead to a phone call to the other clubhouse. Hey, man, sorry, I lost my marbles there for a minute.
Or meet me in the tunnel.
Or meet
right
me in the tunnel.
now.
We'll
let's end this.
Let's do it.
There have been stories in the past of players going to the other team's clubhouse saying, "Where is?"
Yeah, well, the Reds Mets years ago with Eric Davis and Ray Knight, they had a big dust up. Like that one, there was an attempt to get into the other clubhouse. Thwarted.
Prince Fielder at Dodger Stadium.
I told you the Danny Darwin story last time we played the Reds when he got into it with Dave Parker in Cincinnati, and pushing and shoving and yelling at each other, and I think they both got ejected, and Danny ended up calling over to the Reds. He was with the Astros then. He called over to the Reds clubhouse and got Parker on the phone and said, look, if you're going to kick my butt, do it now. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder all weekend. Parker said, don't worry about it. My kid was like, ate a battery or something this morning. I was in a bad mood. Had a bad day at home. Danny's one of those guys who's a fierce competitor, had a real good major league career, had a reputation of not backing down, knock people off the plate. He's one of those guys, and if you met him out afterwards and chatted with him, you go, hey, Dr. Dess, a really nice guy.
He's like a hockey player.
He didn't want to, it's not the image he wanted to have on the field.
Rizzo will hold at second as Suarez gets opened. He's out number 1. A big birthday coming up. Betty Bullerman Peters, a lifelong Cub fan, will turn 95. September 3rd. Hayward 0 for 2. He's playing center today. I think he'll play more center as a result of Murphy joining the club. And I think Chris Bryant, when he's healthy, will play more outfield too.
Absolutely.
Joe's going to have good, tough decisions to make on a daily basis. And Russell and Bryant are back. And he's going to have starting players sitting every day. When Murphy was acquired, the first assumption was an infielder is going to lose time, and that will happen on occasion, but I think center fielders might lose time. Corner outfield spots are going to be bunched.
Yeah, that's just, you sacrifice for the greater good. You're trying to win a championship. You lose some at bats. You're not happy about it. But you don't complain about it. Just go play.
Hayward draws the walk. This father-son moment is brought to you by Sport Clips Haircuts. Check in online at sportclips.com/check-in and claim your spot today at any of the over 90 Chicagoland locations. And this call to the pen. Assuming it's coming.
I don't know. You know, he brought the
not.
umpire out there with him. I don't know if if there's an injury.
Oh, I think
issue.
I think Suarez. Remember, he had that left hand to wrist issue, and he is going to make a change. So this call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank. It's about time. Cubs lead 6-2 in the 5th.
They're up today to get Chicago's most accurate forecast from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Sal Romano, who has pitched mostly as a starter this season, will make his third relief appearance.
Listed on the printed lineup card with the relievers. Big Sally, the big cheese, Sal Romano. Young guy trying to figure it out. 7 and 10, 546 earned run average. The numbers aren't good. The stuff is. He's 24 years of age. 23rd round pick back in 2011.
Facing Contreras, runners at first and second base with one out, and a tapper on the ground. Barehanded play, Suarez, and he gets him. High throw, but Casale able to stay on the bag.
Yeah, I'm not sure that barehand is the best way to go there, and it maybe it took a little bit of a bad hop on him, but it looked like he was committed to the barehand throughout.
Looks to be 6-3 over there for Casale. If Barnhart had been the first baseman, that might have been a different play, as Casale is 4 inches taller. Schwarber has scored twice, homered in the 4th inning, and all 23 now. Off righties, Bill Nicholson back in 1940 hit all 25 of his that year. Off right-handers as well. Stella on deck for Quintana. He did get through the requisite 5 to qualify for a win.
Saw Chris Coughlin's name on that graphic. Chris down at AAA Iowa. At least he was the last time I checked.
He definitely is. Start thinking about some September call-ups, and with this packed bench already, it might limit somewhat the position players. Schwarber is a strike.
Rick Sally's got pretty good sync on that fastball and doing a nice job working the bottom of the zone here.
Ground ball to Peraza. Candy hop and throws out Schwarber. Romano retires 2 to get out of the inning, but before that, Javier Baez with a little Sammy hop. Opposite field homer. 6-2 Cubs after 5.
6-1 double play. Brighton Quintana's spirits. Right now at Feldco, buy one window, get one free. Call 8664 Feldco today. Probably kept him in the ball game.
He is back out there in the 6th. And low for a ball to Phil Irvin. Hawkins scored in the 4th. That's a strike. See the line on Quintana currently. Justin Verlander had lunch with former tennis player Marty Fish at the Beverly Hills Hotel. And the waiter brought back the bill, $30 for pancakes, salad $42, and $1 million for being a Dodger killer.
Saw that.
Pretty great.
Two things struck me about that. Good sense of humor on part of the restaurant out there in Beverly Hills. And two, the $9 latte charge on that receipt.
I was going to say a $42 salad. It's probably the headline, not the $1 million charge for beating up the Dodgers.
Well, he was going one at a time there, and the lead walk will mean the end of the day for Quintana.
And this call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Stretches further. You see where Alec Mills ranks among Cubs. Most strikeouts in first career start.
I don't remember Thomas Diamond.
Yeah, late 2010.
I remember Jesse Chavez because he got the win yesterday. Scoreless 10th with a strikeout through 15 pitches. He had a couple of days off prior to that.
Irvin at first, nobody out. The batter is Barnhart, hitting on the left side of the plate for the first time today. He walked and singled, hitting right-handed against Quintana. 0-2.
Pulled up Thomas Diamond on Baseball Reference. He appeared in 16 games in 2010, 3 starts. That was the extent of his major league experience. Looked pretty good.
First save. Irvin with a nice slide toward the outside part of the bag to elude that Rizzo tag.
Yeah, if not for the crafty slide, he's probably out. He goes very wide there and then sneaks in the back door.
As Baez-like.
Looks like a teenager breaking curfew.
One early game today, first of a doubleheader in Baltimore. The Yankees punished the Orioles 10-3. It was Jay Happ grabbing his 15th win. Almost foul to first.
It's been good for them, hasn't he? Jay Happ.
He beat Jimmy Yacobonis. Time for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Jeep. Hurry in. Get a great deal at the Jeep Labor Day sales event.
Is Aaron Judge back yet? Not in a while.
No. Happ is 5-0 in 5 starts for the Yankees.
Pretty good. Andujar, Gardner, and Gleyber Torres hitting home runs for the Yankees.
And for future reference, they say Andujar.
Andujar.
Yep. Second syllable. Miguel Andujar. Putting together a fine season. Now is running full swing and a miss, strike 3.
Is it possible that all those years it was Joaquin Andujar?
Could have been.
Seems like the kind of guy that would let you know if he was.
Yeah.
If you were saying his name wrong, no. Synchronized drinking. Part of the next Olympics.
Some of that going on in the bleachers, I'm sure, as well.
Here's the receipt from the Cabana Cafe at the Beverly Hills Hotel. The miscellaneous.
What's the tip?
I don't know. Marty Fish said he was going to cover the tip.
$0.09 million bill. Major League per diem doesn't quite cover that. Sally takes a strike.
That's always an eye-opener for a kid when he first comes to the big leagues. It's great to get that meal money, but the cost of living goes up significantly too. You go from Denny's or Perkins to a big league hotel for breakfast, and you're paying $13 for a glass of juice.
Way up in the air. This is Schwarber moving toward left center. And Casali is retired. It'll bring up Herrera.
Story that went around when Drayton McClain bought the Astros years ago. They were kind of bringing him up to speed on how everything worked, and he had just spent a bunch of money to sign Doug Drabeck and Greg Swindell as free agents, and then there was a conversation about meal money and what that was, and Drayton's response was, "You mean I'm paying these guys $5 million a year and I got to buy them lunch?"
And the answer was, yeah.
Yeah,
you do. Look out. There's Albert Almora. Almost got drilled.
Drayton also, there's a little myth that Doug Drabeck couldn't pitch like every day.
Paying him all this money. He can't pitch every day.
That was the deal. Every 5 days.
Nice job, Jesse Chavez. Reds don't score in the 6th. Cubs lead them 6-2.
Lower price for $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Tommy La Stella batting for Jesse Chavez.
His nickname is La Stella.
Yeah, missed the deadline. Two and one. $41,205. At Wrigley Field today.
Italian to English translation of Stella is star. He is the star.
Big Sal Romano fires and La Stella spoils it. Deep to right, and it will one hop the wall. La Stella into second base, pinch double.
Easy peasy. He's doing some slugging today. This is an elevated fastball. You saw Romano with Schwarber keeping that sinker down. Up, not quite as effective. Third double to go along with 3 home runs. 8 hits total for the Cubs today.
is his major league leading 19th pinch hit. Who always was carrying a cup of coffee in the Cubs clubhouse. I asked him today when he started drinking coffee. He said just after college. Become his morning routine. We are like-minded that way. Although I didn't drink coffee until I was about 40. Never had
really?
Even a, yeah, it just wasn't my thing.
I started in college on our spring trip to Myrtle Beach. I had to help drive one of the vans. I thought it would be a good idea to be alert. The go-to guy on the Cubs for coffee is Matt Johnson, assistant trainer. He's coffee aficionado.
He's the maven.
Yep. Finds all the good spots in town. Local coffee roasters.
Yeah, I like to sit in the coffee shop, do my homework. Often run into the same guys on the team. We do the same thing on the road.
We are creatures of habit.
Yes, we are. Called strike 3. First out here in the Cubs 6th. And we'll bring up Murphy for the 4th time.
Murphy's habit is hitting line drives.
Someone asked earlier, how could LaStella miss the deadline? But Murphy has Murph on his jersey, and he just was acquired. Well, I'm guessing Murphy did not miss the deadline with the Nationals. That would be number 1. Number 2, I suppose, even if he had missed the deadline, they could just take the Y off that name. That would be a pretty easy fix. Beyond that, I really don't know the answer. Bounces to Jeanette. That's the one thing about social media in terms of baseball that I have learned over the years is that I think more than half the questions we get are not actually about baseball. It's about Ben Zobrist's spikes. It's about Players Weekend jerseys. It's about the distance of the home run.
People want to get to know these guys.
Yeah.
They want to know the inside, the skinny.
Big swing and a miss by Baez.
I had that graphic up earlier about Baez tied for the league lead on home runs on breaking pitches, especially the curveball. Last year he had a $170 something with putting a curveball in play. This year it's up over 370. If you pitch in the zone, he's going to hammer it. Better on the curve than the slider. Ooh, that was one right there.
That might have stung as he lost the handle. The 30 homer season looks very attainable. He's only 2 away. He would be 9 steals and 2 homers from a 30-30 2018. Romano's 0-2. A little high.
Yeah, and that would certainly help his MVP candidacy, wouldn't it? Those are kind of magic numbers. All of a sudden you're a 30-30 guy. That gets people's attention.
He would be the second Cub to do it in a single season. Sammy Sosa did it twice. That was interesting. The ball bounced, and I think right into the hand of Baez, who he's got to catch it, right?
He
He's
can't help
Margot.
himself. He cannot help himself.
That's a live ball.
Yeah. Here, let me get this for you.
So time call.
Yeah, it's live until now.
Well, our rules expert Chris Welsh right next to us, so I'm sure he's breaking it down on Reds TV. But yeah,
He'll have. He's got a new blog post. He's ready. See,
that's it. Rule of the week. What happens when the batter grabs a live ball?
He told us yesterday he was kind of running dry. He needs some new material.
There he is. The count is full on Baez. Runner at third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's to Brian Butterfield, foul. Dirt for ball 4. Rizzo with 2 men on.
Cubs in pretty good shape to win this series. Still work to be done. Guaranteed themselves a split here. They haven't lost the series in a good while. It's been 12 consecutive series with either a win or a split. Jim Riggleman is.
This is hilarious. So Rizzo was waiting. He was expecting Riggleman to come out based on Jim's body language, but then he stood at the top step. So Rizzo said, "Okay." And then right when he got to the plate, Riggs came out of the dugout. So this call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. It's 6-2 in the 6th, and we're right back after the break.
Each one of their Cubs matchups on the Live Well Network. Today's encore of Cubs Reds will be aired in its entirety beginning at 7 on ABC 7's digital channel 7.2 and the following cable channel positions. That's 7 p.m.
Brandon Dixon, as part of a double switch, will play left. Wandy Peralta will do the pitching. And now all the tweets are about coffee, as they should be.
La Grasa, Wandy Peralta, 2-2, 5.17 for the big left-hander at ERA. A good bit higher than what he posted last year when he worked 69 times, 48 appearances so far this year, 38 1/3, 26 punch-outs, 28 walks. So therein tells the story. Command has been an issue. Good changeup to go along with a good fastball and slider.
Six to 2, but you would always like a little more.
Yeah, it feels like a bigger lead. Cubs hitting the ball out of the ballpark 3 times today. They've had a lot of traffic. The Reds have had a fair number of base runners, but it never felt all that dicey. Quintana today did not have his A game, but he hung in there. He's in position to pick up his 11th win. He allowed 2 runs in 5+ innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, a couple of strikeouts. 89 pitches, 49 strikes, 40 balls. Was not ahead of many hitters, as he typically is. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that he was just having a hard time gripping the ball today. Really hot, sticky day. It was a battle for him most of the afternoon.
Ground ball into left. It's 7-2. La Stella scores. That run will be charged to Romano.
Well, we talk often about cashing in those leadoff doubles. The Cubs have had 2 today, and they brought them both around to score. Good work by Riz against the lefty.
Pitch to Zobrist. It is off the inside corner. Based on the quotes from Joey Votto and Jim Riggleman, I'm not sure Votto will be activated tomorrow. Going back from that leg contusion. He is eligible. Cubs will have Kyle Hendricks on the mound. Homer Bailey scheduled for Cincinnati. Two balls and a strike. Let's get your probables for Sunday. It has been a tough year for Bailey, as Hendricks will look to even up his season mark at 10-10. Line drive, base hit to right. Baez will be held at third. Bases loaded.
Chance to bust this thing wide open. It's 2 hits for Zobrist today, 10 for the Cubs. Pretty impressive show that the hitters have put on here today.
Well, strike 1 to Hayward. Five-run lead here in the 6th. Cubs have not trailed today. Yesterday, their 40th comeback win of the year. That's the most in the majors, meaning you win after you trail at any point. Two bounces, Jeanette. Cubs score in the 6th to add to their lead. Lead 3, it's 7-2. Time now for the Dunkin' Donuts Fun Cam. America runs on Dunkin'. This pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. It's Justin Wilson against Brandon Dixon. Came in as part of the double switch, playing left and leading off here in the 7th.
The lefty is 4-3 with a 3.13 ERA as he pitches for the 56th time. 2 strikeouts for every walk. 4 seamers, good life on that heater. Slider, cutter.
Ground ball into right. That's a leadoff single for Dixon, who went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts yesterday.
Yeah, I wonder if he was a little nervous with Schwarber coming off the DL today that he would be sent out.
Aristides Aquino lost his roster spot back to the minor leagues. One is Schwarber, 2 DL stints for him. Right ulnar nerve contusion in April, and most recently a sprained AC joint in his right shoulder. This is his first game of the second half, 77th overall. 1 for 3 so far in his return. Jay Willie.
And Jay Willie holding left-handed batters to a 171 batting average.
Caught Contreras in a bad spot.
Overall, hitters batting just 199 against Wilson. He walks quite a few, but doesn't give up many hits, doesn't give up a lot of slugging.
We've got Jay Willie and Willie the Beast as the current battery. All right, should we do a Sheb off?
Sheb off?
Yeah, Sheb Willie. I'll start.
Sheb? I don't know any Shebs.
Well, he's got Sheb, S-H-E-B, on the back of his jersey. I said Sheb Willie.
That's
Purple
it. The game
People
over.
Eater. And you're next.
I'm done. I got nothing.
I'm gonna Google famous Shebs.
Chevy Carmichael. Chevy Miller, pitcher.
Over the Chevy to the levee. John T-Bone Chevy.
Nice.
That's Hayward. Red retired here in the 7th. Now Peraza.
Normally you think about moving a corner outfielder into center field, you would lose a little something, but not with Hayward. He's such a good outfielder.
Look at all kinds of possibilities. You could have gone with Sheb Boyardee, Chevy Chase.
Brain doesn't fire that quickly on a hot, humid day like this.
That's true. Chevy Checker.
Somebody just brought us a big trophy. I think we've won something.
Shallow right and a diving grab. Sobres. They get Peraza.
Oh, hang a star on that one. Zorilla. Great jump, great catch. Beautiful. Spectacular. Oh my goodness. We got the hoop team in here.
Scooter Jeanette. Runner at first. 2 outs, 7th inning. Ground ball, and it hit Dixon, and he's out. It'll be a hit for Jeanette, but the inning is over. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Now, just make sure here is Jim Riggleman. Oh, he's satisfied. Stretch time, and it is presented by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Today's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, members of the Notre Dame women's basketball team.
What's up, Cubs fans? All right, Gary, are you ready? A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever come back, 'cause it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1,
hit the foot of the runner Dixon, and that ball deemed playable by Murphy. So by rule, he is out, and Jeanette gets a base hit. Rizzo unassisted, 3 unassisted. That's how you score it.
That's a tough break for the guy who went 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs in the ball game yesterday.
Well, I've often wondered about a no-hitter ending with 2 outs in the ninth. You walk a guy, and then that happens. The game ends, and the no-hitter is broken up. That'd be a tough way to lose a no-no.
Yeah.
That could happen. The other one I've thought about, and there are very few parks in which you could actually do this, because foul territory has not gone extinct, but deep it has. So if you had some foul territory near the foul pole with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth, game 7 of the World Series, you know the ball's going to land foul, or you think it might. Called strike 3. Looks like a sac fly to win the World Series. You let it drop. You don't catch it.
Yeah. I've seen that play. I haven't seen it in the 7th game of the World Series. But
I saw
outfielders let balls drop.
It was the Marlin and National. There was a catcher and a corner outfielder. A little power. I'll come up with a name. But he was straddling the line in deep left in that very situation. I believe he let the ball drop, and it ended up being fair. They lose the game, but he had no chance to throw the guy out anyway.
I would have lost the game anyway. Right?
Yeah. Josh
Willingham.
Josh Willingham. Yes.
We used to call him Sheb. The drive of the game is presented by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing 3-1 changeup to Kyle Schwarber, and he pumps it into the bleachers. His 23rd home run.
Good callback. 2-1 on Schwarber.
The tough play is down the line like that. You know, not a game-ending situation, but a crucial run at third base. 7th, 8th inning. You know, you go ahead and catch it or let it drop.
Or the Derek Jeter play. Here's the other one. Runner at third, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. You make the Baez Jeter play where you dive into the stands. You catch the ball. Runners advance a base.
Yeah, I've seen the game end on that play.
Yeah.
Guy falling into the dugout making a catch.
You gotta know the rule. Anthony Rizzo once made a catch like that in Arizona, and the Diamondbacks scored a run as he fell into the camera well.
Schwarber stands up there, the bat laying on his shoulder, kind of looking out as if to say, well, I'm ready when you are. Whenever you decide to come my way, I'll be waiting.
Accepts ball 4. Albert Almora will bat for Wilson.
See if he can follow what LaStella did in the pinch when Tommy hit a double to lead off last inning. Albert has been trending in the right direction of late. Coming on the heels of a rough stretch. He's got his batting average back up over 300.
So guessing in the 8th inning he'll play center. Hayward likely to right. Zobrist to second. Murphy out. That's fit the template Joe has built. With defense late leading.
Very close to a balk. Kind of interesting for all the ticky-tack things that they call balks. A lot of times a left-handed pitcher can get away with stepping more towards home than first base.
We've got 45 degrees to work with. As the first base umpire, I'm trying to estimate what that line is.
Yeah, so it's really more of a just, you know, I think if you're an umpire, you're looking at that play, is he coming more to first or more towards home? Years ago, they actually painted a line on the field. I don't think that lasted very long.
Able to hold up. Reds dugout not happy with that call by David Rackley. He went, yep, the hands went through. So that's a break. 3-1 instead of 2-2.
Cubs have been in a lot of favorable counts here today.
And more walks. Back-to-back 3 passes with 1 out.
This is a very lethargic paced ball game. It fits the weather. It's a hot, steamy day, and a day you're really not in a hurry. Single pop-up punch-out for Ian so far today. Drove in a run back in the second. Also scored.
He pops it up. Shallow right. Schwarber dropped it. And the bases are loaded. No man's land. And a bloop, I believe, hit. We'll see how they score it for Ian Happ.
Yeah, everybody in hot pursuit out there. Earlier this year, Scott Schwarber, playing right field at Wrigley Field, had some issues with the sky. I don't know that was the problem here. It was just a long way to go.
He whiffed on it.
He kind of whiffed on it. Probably should have been caught. Might have been peeking at the infielders to make sure there wasn't a collision.
Cycle is the official scorer, man. He's grinding over there. And finally, he leaned in, paused for 5 seconds, and said E9. That is a tough call. Bases loaded for Daniel Murphy. No hits, 2 walks and an error here in the 7th. Jacksonville, Florida native Daniel Murphy. To Jacksonville University.
Cubs have had 18 base runners today.
What does Murphy do with the bases loaded?
Pretty darn good.
Pat Tabler-like. Matt Carpenter-like. Right? Carpenter's got big numbers with the bases loaded. Carpenter in 44 official at bats, 23 hits, 523 lifetime average. Another play chance. Batted by Peraza. Run scores. It's 8-2.
Well, the wheels coming off here for Jim Riggleman's gang this afternoon. It's a tough day to play because the innings are taking so long. The pitcher's not working very quickly. No excuse. Well, I guess maybe a little bit of an excuse. You can see this one off the bat, and there was a chance this was going to be problematic. And a little in-between hop here for Peraza. Heel of the glove. He's hoping for 2. He gets none.
Third RBI for Murphy. Peraza with an error. Danny Darwin out. D squared.
Either Danny Darwin or Dr. Death, depending on your point of view.
Someone might take a red pen after the game tomorrow, and right before that, write R2.
Let's sneak into the clubhouse and do it.
No.
Get here real early.
Face the wrath of Dr. Death.
I think there was some hijinks going on in the Cubs clubhouse today with the John Lester's uniform.
Yeah. I probably saw number 33 or something. Yeah. Bases still loaded. A run in. Still no hits. On the 7th. And Baez lines into center base hit. Couple of runs will score. 10-2. They have a 97 knocked in on the year.
That big swing got it off the end of the bat, but enough on it to muscle it into shallow center. Plate 2. Inching closer and closer to 100 batted in.
Javi. Chants have turned into MVP when he does something big.
Probably low.
16th time the Cubs have scored at least 10.
I looked up La Grasa, and it says fat or grease. Rich Garces, that was Guapo or whatever. Guapa?
Rich,
I think Guapo was on the Three Amigos.
Versus 6 feet 250. And briefly a Cub. 1995.
All hail the burly reliever.
Rizzo fans.
Take the latest news, weather, and video with you wherever you go this weekend. Get the ABC 7 Chicago News app today.
Two hits for Zobrist and a diving catch. Somebody made a one-handed grab with a Ron Santo jersey on. Beveridge in the right hand and the catch in the left, and he gave it to a kid. A 5-star play.
challenge is, of course, if you make that play and you've got a kid at home that's watching the game, and you don't bring that ball home to him or her, you're going to have an issue. Earlier this year, a guy down the left field line, he got shamed on social media because he kept the ball, but
he'd already given away a bunch.
Yeah. In front of him was good with it. He'd already given him one.
Just foul. Full count on Zobrist. Short day for Luis Castillo. He gave up 5 runs and 3 1/3. The Reds have used 4 pitchers. They have all been charged with runs. Peralta battling some bad luck here in the 7th. 2 errors behind him. Another 3-2 bounce toward the middle. Peraza will glove it, and the throw back behind the runner at third. Murphy retreats. So Peraza saved a run. It is a hit for Zobrist, his 3rd today. And the bases are loaded for Jason Hayward.
Not great contact, but solid contact towards the middle of the diamond. Good play by Peraza to keep it in the infield, save a run for now.
You know what that was? That was a good play all the way around.
It was just a good baseball play. We'll be getting into close to position player.
We are.
Pitcher for the Reds here.
I was just contemplating that. Yeah, there aren't a lot of results on a baseball field where both sides are generally happy. That was one of those rare plays.
Well, Jason was up there last time with the bases loaded, right? Grounded out to second base to end last inning. So a chance for redemption here. Not that the Cubs need any more. He'd like to get on the hit board. He's 0 for 3 plus a walk today. Reds have played pretty well under Jim Riggleman. But the plan for the Reds is to do an extensive search this offseason to find a new manager. Riggleman, no doubt, will be in the conversation. Will have an opportunity to keep the job. I don't think any promises are being made. The fact that the Reds have played better under Jim probably doesn't mean a whole lot. Can't hurt.
Done a nice job. They got off to a brutal start, 3-15 when Bryant Price was fired. They lost the first 3 games under Riggleman, but have been about a 500 club since. And you look at their record, and it looks like they're far away from being a contender. But when you look around their roster, they might only be a couple of players away from being very competitive.
Yeah, look at the move Atlanta and the Phillies have made this year.
Ground ball. Casale will backhand, and the throw. Peralta with an acrobatic play.
Yeah.
So the Reds defense not good to start the inning, but good at the end. The Cubs held to 3 runs. They'll take it though, leading 10-2 after 7.
The most advanced technology only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Changes for the Cubs will start on the mound. It's Brandon Kinsler.
56th appearance on the year for Brandon. Nationals and Cubs. 254 batting average, 362 earned run average. Wilson a scoreless inning, a couple of hits. No walks, no strikeouts.
Suarez looks at a ball.
The bullpen has been outstanding here lately. An 0.71 ERA over their last 8 ball games. It's 2 earned runs in 25 1/3.
And a base hit into center for Suarez. That's Almora out there now. Hayward did move to right. Happ now playing the second base. And David Bodie is at third. Day would get the Cubs over 500 against the pesky Reds. The 8-7. They would also improve to 48-24 since 2015. That's under Joe Madden. Schwarber can just knock it down. Good bullet. Base hit for Irvin, and they had 2 on with nobody out.
And nice play there by Schwarber. He got a pretty good break on that ball. A sinking line drive. He put himself into position to make a dive at it, and then a late adjustment to make sure it didn't get by and get to the wall.
Barnhart fouls into the upper deck off third. Pirates and the Brewers coming up. Jamison Tyone will pitch for the Pirates. Yolis Chassin for Milwaukee. Cardinals Rockies, that's a John Gant Herman Marquez battle in Denver.
Brandon Kinsler, you see he's wearing salt on the back of his jersey. They got it at in AAA in 2016. He was featuring a little bit of a salty attitude. Unhappy being there. One guy called him Salt. Somebody else called him Morton. Salt stuck.
Strike three. Barnhart will head back to the dugout.
One pitch away from getting out of it now. Kinsler gets a lot of balls on the ground with his sinking fastball.
Casale with a high drive out in the deep left center. That is going to go. He has been really good for them offensively. That is a 3-run homer. Came in hitting .391 over his last 8. He's got 2 extra base hits and 4 RBIs today.
It's his 4th. Limited time at the big league level, so he was 1 pitch away from a double play. He was also 1 pitch away from this outcome, a 3-run shot.
That's why those insurance runs are huge. Still a big lead, but not as big. 10-5. Preston Tucker fouls back our way. Pinch hitting.
Casale is on paper with his 4th club since December. He signed as a free agent with the Angels in December, released by them in January, signed by the Rangers, went to camp with them, got released in March, signed as a free agent with the Rays toward the end of spring training, and then the Reds bought him from Tampa in May. He should put transaction on the back of his jersey.
Take some guts for a guy to put DFA on the back. How about TB or PTB? Tucker with a shot. 10-6.
Yeah, well, Brandon's going to be real salty now. That sinker's not down around the knees. Bad things happen. He's left it up a little bit.
Back-to-back home runs for the Reds here in the 8th.
Yeah, and it's going to bring in more guys out of the bullpen. At least somebody's going to have to get up here.
Dixon with 1 out, 4 runs in.
Mind up, he's going to make a move right now.
Joel Madden has Pino on the back of his jersey. And he'll make the change. We'll be back 10-6 in the 8th inning. Work and try to get out of this 8th inning.
5 of those appearances, four of them have come with the Cubs. 5 innings in a Cub uniform, 5 hits and a run, 8 strikeouts. The veteran left-hander from Mexico. First came to the big leagues way back in 2004.
Released by the Diamondbacks August 4th. Cubs signed him as a free agent 6 days later. Born in Monterrey, Mexico. Debuted with Milwaukee in 2004. The pitch to Dixon is popped up. Shallow right center. Happ will give way as Hayward cuts in front of Almora. 2 down. Schwarber looks at a pitch high.
De La Rosa 4th all-time among Mexican-born pitchers in wins. And Fernando Valenzuela, Esteban Loaiza, Giovanni Gallardo. Gallardo spent a little time with the Reds earlier this year.
Off the end of the bat, and Hayward will fight the sun and make the catch. Nice work, De La Rosa. We get out of the 8th with no further damage. 10-6 Cubs. consecutive win after losing 3 in a row. It's right-hander David Hernandez here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, it has not been a lot of fun for the Reds pitchers today. Everybody out of that bullpen getting knocked around a little bit. Hernandez, a veteran, pretty good fastball, good curve.
Foul strike on Contreras.
Joe was talking about Wilson a day or so ago, and I like the look of him in the box. I thought he looked a little more balanced, staying through the ball better. Starting to time things up. Solid double to center back in the 4th.
Nearly clipped him. He got hit in the 2nd inning. The 2-1 pitch is hit in the air. Sally into the grass will haul it in. Hasn't played much first, as we mentioned early. Probably a little weird for him that he doesn't have to discard his mask.
Yeah, I wonder if he's tempted just to pull his hat off and fling that aside.
Schwarber with a home run, a walk, has scored 3 times. 0-1.
Nats and Mets are scoreless, bottom of the 5th in New York.
I think the Nationals have been shut out, haven't they? Back-to-back games.
I do not know.
The answer to that question is yes. 2-0 at Philadelphia, 3-0 in game 1 at New York last night.
Phillies lead the Jays 5-3. Top of the 5th in Toronto. Phillies now 3 back of Atlanta.
Aaron Sanchez coming off the DL for the Blue Jays in that one. You see, he was on the 60-day with a right index finger bruise. You hear his explanation. He finally fessed up.
Yeah, something about a suitcase, right?
Suitcase related. His finger got caught in a falling suitcase in June before he pitched at the Angels. And he had lots of friends and family at the ballpark. So he probably shouldn't have pitched that day. But he didn't want to admit it at first because of Salvador Perez. Remember, he injured himself carrying a suitcase up the stairs. So he didn't want to be laughed at. The best ever was the deer meat injury.
Yeah,
was a Rocky.
Barmas? Clint Barmas, wasn't it?
It's Tulowitzki or Barmas, yeah. As Schwarber strikes out, I'm not sure I still believe that.
No, because didn't it come to light that they
up the steps?
Yeah, but I think they were riding 4-wheelers or something. And we were years ago when I was playing. We spent an all-star break out at Nolan Ryan's ranch. And we got into a pretty heated game of driveway hoops, and Nolan rolled his ankle. And Les Moss, our pitching coach, was out there that weekend too, over the break. And The story that they told everybody is that he was walking the fence line of his ranch and stepped in a hole, turned his ankle. He was actually trying to take his son Reed to the basket.
Jeff Kent?
Yeah.
Did he have a truck accident or a bike accident or something?
He was doing a wheelie on his motorcycle. Said he fell off his truck while he was washing it.
Yes. Cubs go in order in the 8th. We head to the 9th. They lead the Reds 10-6. De La Rosa came on to get the final 2 outs of the 8th. Now facing Jose Peraza. And starts him with a strike. And one other quick note on that Phillies Blue Jays game. Kendrys Morales pulling off a Matt Carpenter. About a 6-game home run streak for the Jays DH. He has quietly had a really nice career. Foul pop, Rizzo over near the Reds dugout. And he does it for the second time in this ball game. Little lean over the railing.
Well, he got there in a hurry. That was the key to that play. And that bought him a little time where he could find the barrier, find the ball. That high. Good hustle, good play. He's outstanding defender. Really good on pop-ups.
Jeanette, 1 out of 4. 1 out of 5. 2 outs. De La Rosa's not messing around.
Getting right after it here. A long hot day, and he's ready to finish things off here. Fans on their feet, anticipating the 27th out.
Pitch to Suarez. One ball, one strike. First 4 outs recorded by De La Rosa required just 7 pitches. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. A splitter from De La Rosa. Cubs trying to get to 22 over 500 for the first time.
This is day 5 of the stretch of 23 consecutive days without a day off. They're looking to go to 4-1.
This should do it. Almora calling for it. He's got it. Cubs win. Cubs win 10-6 the final. They'll go for a 4-game series sweep tomorrow.
A quick ending to a long day at the ballpark, but a productive one for the Cubs. They pick up another W. 10 runs, 12 hits. Quintana gets his 11th win. Wasn't at his best today, but good enough to pick up the W with 5 innings, a 2-run ball. Murphy goes deep again. He and Baez both drive in 3.
So the Cubs 75 and 53 beat the Reds for the 3rd straight day. And we'll have more from the friendly confines of Wrigley Field in a moment.